Hello everybody, and today I'm going to make you question your life.
Everything changes.
Today was my exam, my first ever exam I've ever had. I have never had a proper exam. And today was my IGCSE reading exam, which started to make me think. When I was taking the exam, I was using a computer. Now, that doesn't make me seem like a bad person that I can't write. Like, if you see my handwriting, you won't be able to read it. And I asked for a computer, I got a computer. They treat me like that, because that's what the government says. Give everyone a fair chance, and that's what happened. But in theory, am I having a fair chance? Am I having a fair chance compared to the people that can write? If you see where I'm coming from, it doesn't make much sense how it's equal. I get equal marks to someone that writes and I use a computer. Surely that makes me less at an advantage because something else is in that way. Like, I'm not complaining that I'm allowed to have a computer, but then this got me thinking, does this all come down to intelligence or personal being or something else? I don't know is the honest answer. I just don't know. Like, I saw people in that room having so much struggles on the final answers with their extra time, and I was there, I just wanted to go over them and hug them and just say, it's gonna be okay. Because in the end, an exam is an exam. I don't know how, what happened. Some people just couldn't do it. They just couldn't get into the mindset of, this is an exam, this is important. Some were sitting there just doing nothing, didn't want to be there. Some were sitting there panicking because they're not going to get the final question. They might not get their final marks. They might not get their C grade that they've been wanting for the last year, or maybe 2 years, or even 3 years, since they were at the beginning of secondary education, or primary education. And that's upsetting. Someone that works constantly, every day, attends the same amount of lessons as everyone else, puts in probably as much effort as everybody else, and gets nothing from it. And I know there's people there that just don't want to be in a class. They don't want to be in the education area that they're learning for this exam. They don't want to take English. No one really likes English unless they're an author. But likes and dislikes, who decides what they like or don't like? It's you can't pick it. It's you can't pick your own, if you're good at something. I didn't pick to be good at performing arts. I just enjoyed doing it, so I did more of it, and I got good at it. But you have to enjoy it. What makes you enjoy things? But the only way you can enjoy something is if you like doing it, and the only way you can like doing it, if you do it a lot. I do a lot of videos. I love making videos. But would I have done it if I didn't like doing videos? I wouldn't have forced myself. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do English. I don't have to force to do English, but I do it anyway because I know at the end I get what I want. I know that this video is probably not even coming off the way it's meant to come off. It probably sounds like me ranting about life and it's Tuesday. But the thought is that who decides that we're clever? Who decides that we like to do that subject to do it so we're clever to do that subject? But it doesn't make any sense how some people just love English. I don't like English, but I can do better than it. Does liking something change your opinion on your brain to allow you to do that topic? My dog's barking. To think of a way where people can just do it because they want to do it instead of don't wanting to do it. There's some people there that just don't pay attention in English classes, but they still did the exam and still did well. I don't pay attention as much as I should do. I'm not the perfect role model out there in the world. I don't want to be the perfect role model. I just want to be me and do things my way. That sounds self-centered, but everything just goes my way because I pick to do those things because I like to do those things. I don't like English. I don't like math. I don't like reading heavy amounts. I don't like writing heavy amounts. I do it because I do it because other people like it. And that's why I picked performing arts, because people like seeing me perform because I'm good at it, because I like doing it. But I'm not good at English. I can't write. and I'm not very good at reading. I used to read tons of books, but I'm not good at it, but I enjoy it. Now this video has no actual purpose except for me explaining my thoughts and just thinking, so it confuses you and makes you change your opinions on something that I can't even control because it's your opinion on what you like. Because that's all that matters, is you don't have to have a C in English, you don't have to have a C in maths, you don't have to have a C in science, you don't need a C in drama to be good at drama, you don't need to have a C in geography to be good at geography. You don't need anything to be good at something. It's what you feel inside. Like, I might say I'm good at recording a video. I might be good talking to an audience, and some people don't. And so the weight of the world is spread out. So I get my fair share of what I want to do when others do what they want to do. And therefore everyone is equal, everyone is treated to do whatever they want. But you don't need to do a subject to be good at it, you don't need to do a subject to know that subject. Like, I know English, I can speak English, I can talk English, I can communicate in English, but I'm not good at it. Like, people mark us every day on what we say and do, and they grade our English without realising. Like, people might be judging me for not making sense on what I'm talking about, I might be pronouncing words wrong, but I can't control that because that's who I am, and who I am is me, and what I am is also me. And what I think is what I say, and what I say is what I think. Because this world is just treating everyone equally, but yet other people aren't equal. With, like, everyone doing different concepts in their mind, and yet not making sense of anything anyone else is saying. I'm not good at everything. I'm not good at everything I want to be good at. I don't want to be good at everything. I don't say I want to be good at everything because I have goals. Other people should make goals because without goals you are nothing. You don't have anything to look forward for. You don't have anything to advance to the next stage. Once you have a goal you can plan what you do before you go on to that. Like, I plan to go into a career of YouTube and drama and acting and singing and dance. So I set the basics. I learn the basic skills. I go to dance schools. I go to singing lessons. I do everything I can to improve my skill at drama to make it easier. And when you have a goal, you work towards it and you don't give up. And there's so many things that could stop you. You might be like, how do I do it? But then you give up. You might say you can't do it. You give up. You shouldn't give up anything. I see people who are retaking their GCSEs hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. But my message to them is don't give up. And don't work harder. I mean, working harder increases it. But don't. When I did my exam today, I didn't do extra revision except from just one day. One day of revision and going to all the lessons. And everyone else there go to all my lessons as well. They have the same hours as me. And have been doing it for a lot longer time than I have because I'm the youngest one there. They've had that extra year on Earth to build up to it. And they still can't do it. So why are some people automatically clever than others? Is it because they smoke? No. Is it because they have alcohol? No. Is it because they do drugs? No. Is it because they attend lessons? No. It's who they are. I went into that exam 100% positive. I had no doubt in myself that I was going to fail. And deep down I knew that I probably was going to fail. I don't know if I failed or passed. But a pass rate doesn't matter. If you're good at something, you're good at something. If you're bad at something, you're bad at something. Work at it. If you're bad at it, work at it. Just try. Try your hardest to work at it. Try and achieve that goal. Like, I want a C in English, maths and science, but I know I'm never going to get a C in science unless I take that step to do science. But I don't want to do science. I don't enjoy it. It's not like the best topic in the world. But it's there and people need it. But I know I need to work for that goal, but I don't want it. It has no use for me. But people still expect you to know it for a job. Like, you work at, like, I don't know where you work. You could be like a scientist and you still might not have a GCSE at science. But what you know around it also helps. You're a scientist if you know something around that topic. Not necessarily all the chemical reactions off by heart. Not the periodic table off by heart. As long as you know something about science, you can count as a scientist. It might not be a job, it might not be your daily dream to become a scientist, but if you work in that industry, you're a scientist. If you work in a performing arts industry, you're a performer. If you work in a teaching environment, you're a teacher. You don't pick from your grades. You shouldn't be judged on grades. You don't need grades. Grades don't mean anything. It might show people are better than others at certain skills, but that's okay. You can say that, you can show that, but you don't need to do exams. Exams aren't important. However, doing exams will help you in your life, and if you have your goals and they need these smaller achievements such as exams to be done, you work for those exams and you work your way up and you reach your goal. The only enemy in this world is yourself. And I know that phrase is not my original phrase, it's someone else's, but I use it because it inspires me to inspire you to do something. Change the world, change you. So if you change yourself, you can change the world, and if you change the world, you change you. Doesn't always affect you. You is not you. If I do something big, you is me, for that example. I am you. You change the world. I change the world to change the world for others. And that world changes for me. And I know you're probably confused on what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say don't give up. Even when times are hard, times are stressful, times are sad, you don't give up. Because exams aren't there to make you feel stressed. Exams aren't there to annoy you. Exams aren't there to make you worry about your future. Exams are there just so you can have the basics for the career that you want. So they can already start off for your goals, for what you want to do in your life. You might have a goal in 5 years' time to become a multi-millionaire, but realistically that's nothing without the foundations of life. And the foundation of life is not speaking, it's not listening, it's not communicating. It's simply being you. And being you is what is the most important thing in the world. If everyone was the same, if everyone had an A star in science, A star in English, A star in maths, everyone would have the same job near enough. But what makes them have different jobs? Because they all know they need to do something different. But what would make them do something else? Their personality. Because what it really comes down to is your personality. Nothing really else can change a person. It doesn't need to be intelligence. It doesn't need to be skills. It needs to be you. Have a thought right now on what job you want to be when you're older. Any job. Doesn't even have to be far-fetched. Doesn't have to be the impossible job. Like, I want to be famous, for example. I want to be on Hollywood film sets and doing everything. And what's stopping me right now? What is stopping me from being on a Hollywood film set right now? A contract. I need a contract to be in a film. How do I do that contract to get to be in a film? I communicate. How do I communicate and say that I am different from everyone else in the world? And the only way you can be different from everyone else in the world, to prove that you are 1 in a million that could be on that film set, is just being you. No one else is the same as someone else. Identical twins aren't the same. They might look the same. They might have the same DNA, they might even have the same personality, but they're not the same. They are different. They are different human beings. Everyone on this earth who has ever lived and who will live is different, and that shouldn't change anyone, because they are themselves. And being themselves is the most important thing in the world, and I can't reinforce how much I want to say this, is that everyone should be you. No one should be you, but be themselves. Be yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. It makes me angry that other people are forcing visual learners and auditory learners and just learners in general to be clashing together, because they're not the same. They are different. They learn in different ways. They learn in different languages. They learn in their own way, because their own way is like an encrypted code that only they can understand. And once you crack that code, you can teach them. You can explore the entire universe with them. But you need to get into their way of thinking. You need to get in their way of logic. You need to get into their brain and tell them to tell you, tell them to be open, tell them to be themselves. Because when they are themselves, they can be comfortable, and they can feel comfortable around you, and they can express their thoughts and brain knowledge so much easier and pass their GCSEs with A stars. And it really just comes down to you. If you're failing your GCSEs, think about it. Think about why that is. Is it because you just can't learn it? Because there's no such word as can't. It might be in the English dictionary, but there probably isn't. I don't even know. I don't even know if the word can't is in the English dictionary. But in my language, it's not there. Can't, cannot, whatever you say, it shouldn't be there. Everything is possible. If you want it and you believe it, then make it happen. Because when that happens, you'll be the happiest person alive. And you can be true to yourself, you can be true to everyone, and you can be you. Being you is the most important thing in the world. I can't say how relieved I am if you were watching this right now thinking, yes, I am right. Am I right? No, I'm not right. I am not wrong. It just frustrates me that everyone is treated the same when everyone is not the same. It clearly is not the same. You might teach them in the same classroom, but they're not the same. You might teach them in different teaching ways. They are not the same. Everyone is different. Everyone is different and never should be treated equally, because when you treat them equally, that's when things go wrong. People aren't equal. People should not be equal. And I'm not talking about equal rights. I'm not talking about being equal as in LGBT rights or having equal rights for females and males. I'm not talking about that kind of rights. I'm talking about rights as in themselves. My rights. What are my rights? My rights are have a form of education to society, but that is not my right. It is what is given to me. It should not be a right. It's just there. It's what life is. It's equal. But people aren't equal. Some people don't want that right, and some people do want that right, and some people can't handle the fact that they've got the right and so don't use it, and the people that want it just want it, and just... So if anything in this message that I'm trying to say is that my hair is dreadful right now, but that does not matter. What matters is that you can see that you are you. It doesn't matter if a teacher sees you as that annoying child in the back chair, just going on, constantly talking, because you are being you. Job employers want you, they don't want your grades. They want you to be able to show that you can do that job. Like, you don't need an A-star in maths to be good at counting money. That's just simple knowledge. It helps if you've got it, but you don't need it. As long as you work towards what you want in life, you will get what you want in life. I worked to the top of my limits to get to where I am now, and I will not give up. I will keep working because I motivate myself and I want to motivate others. And by saying all this in this video, you learn something. I really hope you learn that you can motivate yourself, because if you can't motivate yourself, there's no way you can motivate others. And you need to motivate others to have your goal, because your goal is what you want. So make it so you want that goal. Not just that you want it in your mind. You might want to be a millionaire, but you don't want it. If you wanted it and believe that it could happen, try to do it. Try what you believe in and make that happen. If you want to be that millionaire, you be that millionaire. Because what really is really important is you, not your employer, not anything else but you. You are the most important person to yourself. If you die, then no one else really cares about it, because it's your life, you're living it, you don't care if it's over. People might cry if you're dead, but that's not the point I'm trying to say. I'm trying to prove if you are not there, you can't do what you want to do in life. And if you can't do what you want to do in life, then you're going to be miserable. You might say you like your job, but you don't want that job. You want the job that you want. The job that you once believed in when you were a little kid. Like when I was younger, I did not see myself going in the performing arts route. I did not see it coming at all. It just happened out of the blue. I was there. I was good at it. And I just did it. I got told to do football, rugby, scouts, everything. But in reality, all I wanted to do was dance. But I didn't say that until I tried it. I didn't go up to my parents and was like, I want to dance. I tried it and then I said, I want to dance. I might have danced around in my bedroom listening to music that wasn't even meant to be listened to. Music that was inside my mind telling me to do something. And it wasn't telling me not to do what my parents wanted to do. It was telling me to do what I wanted to do, so I knew what I enjoyed. It was telling me to be me and express who I was. And that's what I did. I expressed every single part of my body to be who I was. And that's what I did. I danced, I performed, I enjoyed it, I did it. I worked hard at it. I worked until I was better and better. And I would not give up until I had done it. And I still know I can try better, so I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to be the best dancer in the world, and you might say that's impossible. Everyone has their own opinions on who's the best dancer in the world. You might say it's Carlos Acosta or Darcy Bustle, but they're just people. They might see themselves as just a dancer. Some might say they're the best dancer in the world, but I'm going to be the best dancer in the world in my mind. In my mind. You will be the best person in your mind. And you might say this is big ego, statistical, mind-blown self-centeredness. But no, you have to believe in yourself to be able to believe in what goals you want in life. And to be good at those goals, you need to work. And if you want to do something, do it. Because what really matters is you. As long as you can survive, as long as you can live, breathe, and stay you. As long as you can be happy without being sad. As long as you can still experience the stressful situations without living life easily and depending on everything around you. As long as you can still be allowed, accepted by yourself, and not have issues. And I'm not talking about issues as in learning disabilities. I'm not meaning issues as in the way you pronounce words or talk words. I'm meaning issues as in yourself, because the only issue is yourself. And the only thing that holds you back from learning is yourself. And you might have a brain problem. You might not be able to take in the information correctly. But if you work for it hard enough and work and work and work until you push yourself to the limits where you're bored of what you want to do, then you can say that you tried. And I know I haven't tried hard enough. I know I can try 100% more, but I don't, because I don't need to. Because I'm comfortable where I am right now. Even though I want to be the best person in the world, I am the best person in the world in my mind. And as long as you believe that you are the best you can be, that is all that really matters. Be you. Be true. Thank you.